as we get ready for this second game of this 2021 Class AAA Girls Softball State Tournament. And this game will be a battle between the Knights of Cabell Midland and the Patriots of Washington. The first game was St. Albans. They were victorious as they shut out John Marshall by the score of 3-0. So St. Albans has advanced to the winner's bracket. And obviously the winner of this game will take on the winner of that. The loser of this game will take on John Marshall. So it is St. Albans. They are 27-9, and they'll take it on Washington from the Eastern Panhandle. And Washington is 25-3. We're moments away from getting the game started. The home team will be Washington, as the umpires are meeting with the managers at home plate. And we're moments away from getting the game started. So looking forward to this, as this is semifinal game number 2. The winner of this, as I mentioned, will advance to the championship bracket. Only 4 teams in this. Excuse me. So we're moments away from getting the game started between Cabell Midland and Washington. Cabell Midland will be wearing the white uniforms, trimmed in red, and waiting for Washington to emerge out of the dugout and take the field. For Cabell Midland, their lineup will look like this. It'll be Jesse Terry, Jenny Dorsey, and Riley Lucas, the top 3. The middle 3 will be Haley Rowe, Olivia Peltry, and Simone Blanks. And the bottom 3, KK Wallace, Quinn Ballingy, and Adie Purdue. While we got a minute, I want to let you know that West Virginia teens are changing the game. The West Virginia Game Changer is a innovative designed to educate and support and empower our youth to make healthy choices as they prepare for the leaders of tomorrow. Also being brought to you by is CBS Equipment. CBS Equipment has over 30 years of experience in the mining industry and is committed to supplying mining companies with reliable, innovative, quality equipment as well as top-notch customer service. CBS Equipment is a proud supporter of the Girls State Softball Tournament here in South Charleston here in this 2021 year. So, also got All Seasons Lawn and Landscape. Whether you need help in landscaping or a perfect manicured lawn, call Chris Duckich. I hope I got that right. I did. It's All Seasons Lawn and Landscaping. All Seasons Lawn and Landscaping is a proud supporter of girls softball, and also Ritchie County Lady Rebels, who I'm told won their Class AA game earlier today. Single A. I beg your pardon. So we're moments away from getting this second girls Class AAA game underway. As I mentioned, it is Cabell Midland and Washington. Cabell Midland being introduced now. Washington will be the home team. Number 9, Allie Messenger. And hopefully the rain is going to stay away. We've still got a little overcast skies. It rained most of the early part of the morning in the Charleston, South Charleston area. And the first game was delayed by an hour, but we had no rain during the game. And we had a little bit of sun kind of popping through the clouds, and right now just kind of overcast and feels really more like a fall day than it does a summer day. So the field is, you can see out there, turf. Got a nice crowd on hand down the lines and out in the outfield. Number 13, Ashley Kerr. For Washington, as we take a look at their starting lineup, the top 3, number 11, as we get that together, will be Brittany Sennett, number 10, Riley Courtney Greenfield, and Cameron Nolan. The middle third of the batting order is Carly Crowder, Maddie Ruffner, and Megan Ruffner. In the bottom third, Morgan Cave, Ann Sidlock, and Allie Dodson. So we are just moments away from getting the game underway. As I mentioned, Cabell Midland is 27-9, and Washington is 25-3.
Number 7, Cardi Crowder.
First game played was a shutout by St. Albans, as they held John Marshall just to one hit in beating the Monarchs by the score of 3-0.
Number 1, Megan.
So St. Albans with that win advanced their record to 31-1, and will await the winner here.
Number 15.
In the first game of the evening session, the loser of this game will take on John Marshall in an elimination game, and then the final game of the day will be the winner of this one to play St. Albans. So we figure that the first game of the evening session to start at approximately 5:30, and then we're looking at 30 minutes after that game for the championship game of the winners bracket. So we're getting the final introduction of the teams. Both teams are wearing white tops, which is kind of unique. Even though Washington is wearing the dark and navy blue pants, you figure that you'd have one team wear dark and one team wear light. You wouldn't think both of them would be wearing white, but that is the case. And now there's the sun trying to fight its way out. It looks like it's doing a good job fighting its way out behind the clouds, and it's going to be a beautiful afternoon to get this game started. So Washington has taken the field and going through their warm-ups, and we're moments away from getting the game started. The top three hitters for Cabell Midland will be Terry, Dorsey, and Lucas. That will lead off the top third half of the Cabell Midland night batting order, as Washington going through their final warm-ups. It's still a little cool out there, but now we've got a little bit of sun coming out, and we're moments away from getting this one started. So Washington making the long trip from the Eastern Panhandle against Cabell Midland from nearby Cabell County, as we're playing this in Kanawha County in South Charleston. There's the final warm-up pitch, and we are ready to get the game underway. So it'll be Jesse Terry to lead things off for Cabell Midland. It'll be Jesse Terry, Jenny Dorsey, and Riley Lucas, the first three hitters here in the top half of the first inning for the Cabell Midland Knights. So Jesse Terry digs in, hits from the right-hand side of the plate, and we're ready to rock and roll. And the first pitch of the ball game is swung on and missed, strike one. So it'll be 0-1. Here comes the pitch, and it's swung on and missed, strike two. So the count is 0-2 to Jesse Terry. And the 0-2 offering, and that's high and outside for ball one. The 1-2 pitch, swung on and missed, strike three. So there's the first out of the ball game, as Jesse Terry's a strikeout victim.
Now stepping into the batter's box for the Knights, 00. Jenna Dorsey.
So Jenny Dorsey will step to the dish. She'll bat with one out and nobody aboard. And here's the first pitch. And that's over for a called strike. So if you're just joining us, we're in the top half. The first inning just got underway. One out, nobody aboard. Dorsey hits for Cabell Midland. The pitch to her, she squares the bunt and fouls it back. And the count is 0-2. So here comes the 0-2 offering. That's swung on and missed, strike three. So back-to-back strikeouts for John Marshall. Excuse me, beg your pardon, for Washington. And there's 2 out, nobody aboard for Riley Lucas.
Number 13, Riley Lucas.
Lucas, as you can see, hits from the left-hand side of the plate. And inside, ball 1. The next pitch is on the inside corner for a called strike, and the count evens at a ball and a strike. Pitch is high, 2-1 the count. So 2-1 to Lucas. 2 out, nobody aboard here, top of the first inning. This pitch is swung on and missed, count evens at 2-2.
Heads up.
Here comes a ball from the other field onto this playing field. They're right side by side as there's another game going on. There's a Class AA going on like right beside us here on this field here at the Class AAA game. And here comes the 2-2 pitch, and that's called strike 3. So the side goes down in order all by strikeout, and after a half an inning, your score is Cabell Midland 0, Washington coming to the dish. As you are watching live streaming coverage of the 2021 Class AAA Softball Tournament on the NFHS Network and Video Productions.
The earth beneath my feet is turning like a wheel and beating like a drum.
Your first set of wheels didn't come with complications or strings or hassles. It can be that way again.
Now that the world keeps turning around.
Tire Pros. Hassle-free, guaranteed.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you are part of
And we welcome you back to South Charleston here at Little Creek Park. We're going to the bottom of the first inning as Cabell Midland taking on Washington. Cabell Midland went 1-2-3. As Cabell Midland, all 3 were victims of strikeouts. So it'll be Sennett to lead things off for Washington. Brittany Sennett, Courtney Greenfield will be the top 2 hitters, followed by Cameron Nolan, the top 3 in the Washington lineup as we start here the home half of the first inning. So Sennett steps in, and the pitch to her is a called strike, 0-1.
leading off the inning for the Washington Patriots, number 2, Brittany Sennett.
Here's the pitch to Sennett, and that's low. The count evens up at 1 ball and 1 strike. Sennett hits from the right-hand side of the plate. This pitch is swung on. That ball is hit down the left field line and going foul. It was caught in foul ground, and Sennett is retired. A fly ball down the left field line. That's the first out here in the bottom of the first inning for Washington. So with 1 out and nobody aboard, it'll be Courtney Greenfield.
Number 4, Courtney Greenfield.
And the pitch to Greenfield is swung on and fouled back. Counts at 0-1. And this pitch is swung on, popped up. Coming in is the center fielder right behind the shortstop to make the catch. And 2 up and 2 down. So with 2 out, nobody aboard, it'll be Candom Nolan will be the hitter.
Now up to bat, number 5, Camden Nolan.
And the pitch, that hit her. And she'll be able to take her base. So she's hit by a pitch, and she'll make her way down to first base.
Heads up.
So Crowder will now be the hitter. Carly Crowder, cleanup hitter.
Payoff for Washington, number 7, Carly Crowder.
And the pitch. And that's on the inside corner for a called strike. 0-1 the count. The 0-1 delivery swung on and missed strike 2. The throw down to first, trying to pick her off, and they do. They pick her off. So nice play. Beautiful thrown ball by the Cabell Midland catcher, and throws a strike down to first to pick Nolan off. So that's the end of the first inning with your score, Cabell Midland 0, Washington 0. You're watching live streaming coverage of the 2021 Class AAA Softball Tournament on the NFHS Network and Video Productions. And we welcome you back to Little Creek Park here at South Charleston. I'm Eris Lowry as we get ready to go to the top of the second inning between Cabell Midland and Washington here in this girls Class AAA state tournament in softball. Cabell Midland was retired in order. 1, 2, 3. All 3 girls at the top of the order struck out. Now it'll be the middle of the order with Haley Rowe leading things off. It'll be Rowe, Pelfrey, and Blanks. So hitting from the right-hand side of the plate is Rowe as she awaits the first pitch, and it's swung on and missed, strike 1. So counts at 0-1 for Haley Rowe. And the pitch. That's inside and low. Count evens at 1-1. So it's 1 ball, 1 strike to Haley Rowe. And the 1-1 offering. Swung on and fouled back. Count goes to 1-2. It'll be Rowe, Pelfrey, and Blanks. The 4, 5, and 6 hitters for Cabell Midland here in the second inning. And the pitch. And that'll be low and inside. And the count will even to 2 balls and 2 strikes. So 2-2 to Haley Rowe. And the 2-2 offering. That's inside for ball 3. Count's gone full. So ready for the payoff pitch. And here comes the 3-2 payoff pitch. And that is low, ball 4. So Haley Rowe leads off the second inning with a base on ball. Cabell Midland has their first base runner, and Olivia Pelfrey will now be the batter. Pelfrey checking with the third base coach, getting the sign. And the pitch. That's high for ball 1. Cabell Midland 27-9 on the year. Washington 25-3 on the year. Pitch to Pelfrey is outside for ball 2. 2-0. Now a little chat at the mound there between the catcher and the pitcher. Pelfrey now back in the box. And awaits the 2-0 delivery. And that's over for a called strike. The count is 2-1. So here comes the 2-1 offering. Swung on and missed, and the count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So the 2-2 pitch. Swung on, this ball is pulled foul down the left field line. Out of play. We'll do it again. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Olivia Pelfrey. Here comes the 2-2 to Pelfrey. Swung on, this ball's fouled back again. Count still holds at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Rowe led off the inning with a walk. And now Pelfrey is 2-2. Nobody out here in the second inning, no score. Cabell, Midland, and Washington. And the 2-2 pitch. That is outside. So for the second straight hitter in this inning, the count will go full. And we got the payoff pitch coming to Olivia Pelfrey. And the payoff pitch is swung on. This ball is hit down the left field line, back into the corner. It's a fair ball. It rolls into the corner. They're rounding the runner from third on the way to home. There'll be no throw, and Cabell Midland will take a 1-0 lead on a double into the left field corner by Olivia Pelfrey. An RBI double, and Cabell Midland's on the board. No, that's her first hit. So that's their first hit of the ball game. And it's a 1-0 lead for Cabell Midland. And still have nobody out. As Blanks will now be the hitter. So that leadoff walk to Rowe comes back to haunt Washington as she's able to score on the double. And Blank steps in now. Hits 6 in the lineup. And the pitch. She turns around to square the bunt, lays it down, only plays it first. They'll get the out at first, but they'll advance the runner from second to third. So Blanks has the sacrifice, and on the play, Pelfrey will go to third. So with 1 out and 1 run in, Cabell Midland will now have KK Wallace coming to the dish. That was well executed.
For Cabell Midland Knights, number 20, KK Wallace.
So Wallace will hit with 1 out, a runner at third, and 1 run already in here in the second inning, and a 1-0 Cabell Midland Knight lead in the pitch. And that's on the corner for a strike. So 0-1 the count. And here comes the 0-1 pitch to Wallace. Swung on and missed, strike 2. Yeah, the infield back would trade an out for a run, or a run for an out, I guess, rather. This would be big if they can get the strikeout. Here's the pitch, and that's swung on and missed, strike 3, and that's a big out right there. So now they can play at regular depth, and that's the second out of the inning. So with 2 out, runner at third. It'll be Ballingy will be the hitter. One run in on an RBI double by Olivia Pelfrey. And she knocked in Helly Rowe in the first pitch to Ballingy, who swung on and missed for strike 1. And the pitch. Squares to bunt, and it's a foul ball in front of the plate. So now she's in the hole 0-2 as Ballinger here in the top of the second inning. Cabell Midland's already pushed a run across and leading the ball game 1-0. Here's the pitch, swung on, fouled back. Just got a piece of it. So Ballinger staying alive, 0-2 with 2 out here in the second inning. And the 0-2 offering. Swung on. She's got a piece of it again. Staying alive. 0-2. And the 0-2 pitch is high and outside for ball 1. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 out, run in for Cabell Midland. They have a runner at third. And the pitch. She squares the bunt, fouls it back, and that will go as a strikeout, and that's how the inning will end. But for Cabell Midland, they got a hit and a run, and in the middle of the second, your score is Cabell Midland 1, Washington nothing. You're watching live streaming coverage of the 2021 Class AAA Softball Tournament on the NFHS Network and Video Productions.
High school sports fans, relive your favorite moments. Just click the shopping cart below the video player and select DVD or digital copy to get yours today.
Going back to the bottom of the second inning, as Crowder will lead things off. She was batting in the bottom of the first when the runner at first was picked off, and this first pitch is swung on and hit foul right in front of the Cabell Midland dugout, and not able to run it down. The Cabell Midland first baseman not able to get there, so it's a foul ball, 0-1. But Crowder was batting, when they picked off Nolan at first base, so she'll lead things back off, and she's in the hole at 0-1, and the pitch is swung on and missed strike 2. So it'll be Carly Crowder, Maddie Ruffner, and Megan Ruffner, the 4, 5, and 6 hitters, here for Washington in this bottom half of the second inning. And there's a called third strike. So 1 out, nobody aboard as Crowder strikes out. And it'll be Maddie Ruffner. Ruffner hits from the left-hand side of the plate. There, as you can see, the pitch swung on. That ball's hit to the left side, and I can't quite make it. Is going to be a double. It's a little bit out of my range there, down the line and into the corner, and that will be a hit. And the first hit of the ball game for Washington for Maddie Ruffner, a double. So a 1-out double, and it'll be Megan Ruffner will now be the batter.
Making her way to the plate now for Washington.
So that time, Maddie Ruffner went the opposite way.
Megan Ruffner.
And got a 1-out double into the left field corner. So it'll be Megan Ruffner stepping in, and the pitch to her is inside for ball one. Sun making its way out. And the pitch swung on and missed. Count evens at a ball and a strike. The 1-1 offering swung on and missed. There's strike two. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That pitch is ball 2. Count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes to Megan Ruffner. Morgan Cave on deck. Bottom of the second inning, Cabell Midland up 1-0. Here's the pitch. Called strike 3. So that's the second strikeout of the inning. And with 2 out and a runner at second, the hitter will be Morgan Cave.
Number 15, Morgan Cave.
And here's the pitch to Cave. That's low and inside for ball 1. Cabell Midland pushed a run across in the top of this inning. And John Marshall trying to do the same as the pitch is low for ball 2. They have a runner in scoring position with 2 outs. Got a double sandwiched in between 2 strikeouts here in this inning. And the pitch over for a called strike. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Pitch strike 2, 1-2. I beg your pardon, 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the 2-2 offering. Swung on and fouled back. Count will hold at 2-2. St. Albans won the first game. They beat John Marshall in a shutout, 3-0. So the winner of this game will get St. Albans, and the loser will get John Marshall. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swung on and missed strike 3. 1 hit. They leave a runner. And after 2 innings of play, your score is Cabell Midland 1 and Washington 0. As you are watching live streaming coverage of the 2021 Class AAA Softball Tournament on the NFHS Network and Video Productions. We welcome you back. We're ready to go to the third inning. Cabell Midland leading 1-0. Got a run and 1 hit, as it'll be the 9th hitter. Then back to the top of the order for 1-2. As this will be 80 Purdue to lead things off in the third inning for Cabell Midland. And she'll take a called strike at 0-1.
Leading off the inning for the Knights, number 15, Addie Purdue.
So 0-1 the count to Purdue. Cabell Midland hitting in the third inning and leading 1-0. The pitch. That's a called strike, 0-2. The 0-2 offering to Purdue swung on and missed strike 3. So Purdue's a strikeout victim on 3 pitches. And she's the first out of the Cabell Midland third inning. And we'll go back to the top of the order. And Jesse Terry, who was a strikeout victim back in the first inning, will now be the hitter.
Number 25, Jesse Terry.
So 6 of the 9 girls that have come to the dish for Cabell Midland have struck out. But they do lead in the ball game 1-0. They got a walk, and then they got a double, an RBI double by Pelfrey, and that's the lone run. And here's the pitch swung on and fouled back to Jesse Terry, 0-1 the count. And the pitch. She held up. That was high and inside, and the count evens at 1-1 strike. So here's the 1-1 offering on its way. Swung on and missed. The count goes to 1-2. So 1-2 to Jesse Terry. And here comes the 1-2 pitch, and that's called strike 3. So she strikes out for the second time in the ball game. 2 out, nobody aboard. And it'll be Jenny Dorsey, who also was a strikeout victim. So that's 7 strikeouts for Washington pitching, but they trail in the ball game 1-0. So with 2 bouts and nobody on, and Dorsey will be the hitter. As I mentioned, she was a strikeout victim back in the first inning. And the pitch swung on and missed, strike 1. So the way the young lady of Washington is mowing down the hitters for Cabell Midland, they've got to get some offense going as they trail in the game 1-0. And here's the pitch, swung on. It's a bunt. It's laid down. First baseman charges, makes the play, and no, safe. She beat it out. That'll be an infield hit. So there's a 2-out hit for Dorsey. And that's the second hit of the ball game as we watch the replay of it. She gets down the line pretty good. That was a bang-bang play, and she's safe at first. And Riley Lucas, also a strikeout victim back in the first inning, will now be the hitter. And she'll take a call, ball 1. So 1-0 the count to Lucas. The 1-0 offering. Swung on. This ball is popped up, and I don't think it's going to stay in play. It will not. And then it'll go foul. Out of play, and the count will even at 1-1 strike. So 1-1 the count. And then this ball gets past the catcher and allows the runner to able to advance down to second base. So Dorsey gets herself in scoring position as the count is 2-1 to Riley Lucas. Two and 1 the count, and the pitch. That's high. Now goes to 3-1. If Lucas can keep things alive, Haley Rowe would hit next. 2 out, runner at second here in the third. And the pitch. Swung on and fouled back. Count's gone full at 3-2. So here's the payoff pitch to Riley Lucas. Swung on. This ball is going to be out of play, I believe. Yes, giving chase was the first baseman. It just out of play right behind the first base dugout. And the count will hold it 3-2, and we'll do it again. So we're ready for the payoff pitch again to Riley Lucas. And here it comes. Swung on. This ball's popped up. This is playable. The first baseman makes the catch and foul ground. That will end the inning. 1 hit, 1 left. Middle of the third inning. Cabell Midland in front, 1-0. As you're watching live streaming coverage of the 2021 Class AAA Softball Tournament on the NFHS Network and Video Productions.
Stores knows West Virginia. But what some may not know is what LG is doing in your communities. And I'm here to tell you how Little General, with the strength of their 100+ stores, is helping to enrich lives and empower families in West Virginia. Like the Norma May Huggins Cancer Research Endowment Fund, which is fighting to cure cancer every day right here in West Virginia. Locally owned and operated, LG has always been there and always will be. Little General stores, committed to West Virginians. Boom!
At Tudor's Biscuit World, we use the freshest ingredients in our made-from-scratch biscuits. The Biscuit and Gravy Platter. Hot and fresh biscuits, made from scratch gravy. Now that's a meal. Served all day long and only available at Tudor's Biscuit World.
Geno's introduces the Big Cheese, our supersized pizza piled high with extra cheese for only $9.99. A blend of 3 different cheeses, mozzarella, parmesan, and provolone. Try Geno's Big Cheese Pizza for only $9.99.
Welcome you back.
Trainer and an EMS to field B. Athletic trainer and the EMS to field B.
I don't know if he can hear. He's at the bottom of the steps.
See if he'll make announcement over both intercoms.
We've got some issue. I'm not really sure exactly what's going on here. Is they're taking the teams off the field as we're ready to start the third inning. Cabell Midland with a run on 2 hits. Washington, no runs with 1 hit. And we're going to go ahead and take a break, and then we'll figure it out when we come back. As you are watching live streaming of the 2021 Class AAA Softball Tournament here on the NFHS Network and Video Productions.
Athletic trainer.
The earth beneath my feet is turning like a wheel and beating like a drum.
Your first set of wheels didn't come with complications, or strings, or hassles. It can be that way again.
Now that the world keeps turning around.
Tire Pros. Hassle-free, guaranteed.
Little General Stores knows West Virginia. But what some may not know is what LG is doing in your communities. And I'm here to tell you how Little General, with the strength of their 100+ stores, is helping to enrich lives and empower families in West Virginia. Like the Norma May Huggins Cancer Research Endowment Fund, which is fighting to cure cancer every day right here in West Virginia. Locally owned and operated, LG has always been there and always will be. Little General stores, committed to West Virginians. Boom!
We welcome you back, and we've had a change in the lineup, and we will get that for you here as soon as we get that. But as we go to the bottom of the third inning, it's a 1-0 lead for Cabell Midland. And there was an injury, and we're going to get the change for you, and it's for Washington. And we are going to have Summer Burns that will be in for Courtney Greenfield. So as come to bat here for Washington in the bottom half of the third inning will be the 8th, 9th, and leadoff hitter as we start the bottom half of the third inning. So Sedlock will lead things off. And it'll be ball one.
Patriots, number 6, and Sedlock.
Sedlock sticks up to the dish. There's a called strike. Count evens at 1 ball, 1 strike. So it'll be Sedlock, Dotson, and then Sennett going back to the top of the order. As the 1-1 pitch is a called strike, and the count is 1-2. Cabell Midland got a run in the second inning. That's where we are right now with that 1-run lead here in the bottom of the third at 1-0. As this next pitch is inside, and the count evens at 2-2. Cabell Midland's got a run, got a couple of hits, and the 2-2 pitch is ball 3. Well, now we'll have the payoff pitch coming to Sedlock. So the count's full, and the payoff pitch on its way. Swung on and missed, strike 3, and there's the first out of the third inning, a strikeout. So Sedlock is out on strikes, and it'll be Dotson will be the hitter. And that's the 4th Washington player that has struck out in the ball game. As Dotson hits, and the pitch is over for a called strike, 0-1.
Now up to bat for the Patriots, number 21, Allen Dotson.
And the pitch swung on, that's fouled back. So Dotson now in the hole at 0-2. So 0-2 the count. And the 0-2 pitch is high, 1 ball and 2 strikes. We're in the third inning. The bottom half, 1-0 Cabell Midland leading. The winner of this game will get St. Albans in the winner's bracket, and the pitch is outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. So the first game of the night session will be the loser of this one. Is here's the 2-2 pitch, swung on and missed, strike 3. There's the second out of the inning, and that's on a strikeout. The loser of this will get John Marshall at approximately 5:30, with the winner of this getting St. Albans 30 minutes after that first game of the night session is completed. So with 2 out, nobody on, we'll go back to the top of the order, and Sennett will be the hitter. Rennie Sennett is 0 for 1. She flied out to left field back in the first inning, and she'll bat with 2 out, nobody aboard. And the pitch swung on and missed, strike 1. The 0-1 pitch to Sennett. She squares to bunt and bunts it foul, and now she's in the hole at 0-2. So 0-2 the count to Sennett. If she keeps it alive, it'll be Greenfield. She's on deck, and here's the 0-2 to Sennett, and that's high. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So 1-2 the count to Brittany Sennett. With 2 out, nobody aboard. Bottom of the third, Cabell Midland up 1-0. And the pitch, that's high, and the count evens at 2-2. So here's the 2-2 offering. That's high, ball 3. Actually, that was ball 4. So Sennett draws a walk. And with 2 out, Sennett trots down to first base. And Courtney Greenfield will be the hitter. She's 0 for 1. She popped out back in the first inning. And the pitch is over for a called strike. Here's the 0-1 delivery. Swung on and missed. There's a throw down to first. Sent it back in safely. But Greenfield is in the hole at 0-2. The 0-2 pitch. And that just misses. And it'll be 1 ball and 2 strikes. The 1-2 pitch swung on and fouled back. Count will hold at 1-2. The 1-2 offering, swung on and missed, strike 3, and that's how the inning will end. So after 3 full innings of play, it's Cabell Midland 1, Washington nothing. You're watching live streaming coverage of the 2021 Class AAA Softball Tournament on the NFHS Network and Video Productions.
Stores knows West Virginia. But what some may not know is what LG is doing in your communities. And I'm here to tell you how Little General, with the strength of their 100-plus stores, is helping to enrich lives and empower families in West Virginia. Like the Norma May Huggins Cancer Research Endowment Fund, which is fighting to cure cancer every day right here in West Virginia. Locally owned and operated, LG has always been there and always will be. Little General stores, committed to West Virginians. Boom!
At Tudor's Biscuit World, we use the freshest ingredients in our made-from-scratch biscuits. The Biscuit and Gravy Platter. Hot and fresh biscuits, made from scratch gravy. Now that's a meal. Served all day long and only available at Tudor's Biscuit World.
Geno's introduces the Big Cheese, our supersized pizza piled high with extra cheese for only $9.99. A blend of 3 different cheeses, mozzarella, parmesan, and provolone. Try Geno's Big Cheese Pizza for only $9.99.
We welcome you back as we head to the 4th inning. So far through 3, the line score is Cabell Midland a run on 2 hits, Washington no run on a hit. I'm Maris Lowry as we're ready to go to inning number 4. Cabell Midland will have the middle of their lineup, the 4, 5, and 6 hitters up, Rowe, Pelfrey, and Blanks. Rowe scored the lone run of the ball game, and she swings and hits this ball down the left field line, and it is caught. It was caught over in foul ground, and that's the first out of the Cabell Midland 4th inning. As we have the replay, the ball was hit, giving chase to third baseman. The shortstop makes a tremendous play, catching the ball in foul ground, as I mentioned, for the first out of the inning. So Rowe is retired, and Pelfrey will now be the hit. She's got an RBI double, her other time at the plate, 1 for 1, and she takes ball 1 here. 1-0 Cabell Midland leading as they bat in the 4th inning. And the pitch, swung on. This is hit down the right field line, giving chase in foul ground as the right fielder, but she won't be able to get to the ball. There's a lot of room in foul ground down the line, but that time the right fielder couldn't get there. And that's just going to be a long strike, and the count will even at 1 ball, 1 strike. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, and a 1-0 Cabell Midland lead. And the pitch to Pelfrey is high and inside for ball 2. The 2-1 offering. That's low for ball 3. 3-1 to count. Three balls and 1 strike to Olivia Pelfrey. And the 3-1 pitch. That's inside for a called strike, and the count is full at 3-2.
I don't know for sure. Almost positive there's one in there. I think I saw it last night.
So Pelfrey gets into the batter's box, and here comes the payoff pitch. On its way. And that's swung on. That's a base hit into left field. So Pelfrey's got her 2nd hit of the ball game. She's 2 for 2. And she's aboard with 1 out. And Blanks will be the hitter who sacrificed successfully back in the 2nd inning.
Next batter, number 32, Simone Blanks.
So Blanks sits, waits on the pitch, swung on and missed strike 1. And the 0-1 delivery. Turns around to bunt, fouls it back. She was successful her last at-bat with a sacrifice. Now she's in the hole at 0-2 is blanks. KK Wallace waiting to hit next. So 0-2 the count. And the 0-2 delivery to blanks, and that's outside for ball one. And the pitch. That's outside. Runner goes. The throw down to second is not going to be in time, and that's a stolen base. So Pelfrey gets herself into scoring position as she steals the base, and she's down at second with one out. And the count's 1-2 to blanks. So St. Albans been very aggressive as they steal base. This is a foul tip. And she wasn't able to hang on, and the count will hold at 1-2. The catcher was not able to hang on for Washington. So here comes the 1-2 pitch to Blanks. Swung on and missed strike three, and Blanks is a strikeout victim. That's the second out of the inning. So with two outs, KK Wallace will be the hitter. She was a strikeout victim back in the second. And she'll hit with two outs and a runner on. There's the pitch. And a called strike 0-1. And here comes the pitch, swung on, and that was a foul ball. Actually, it was swung on more of a bunt attempt, and the count will go to 0-2. So Wallace in the hole with 0-2. And the pitch is a ball, 1-2 strikes to KK Wallace. And the 1-2 offering. Swung on and fouled back. Out of play. We'll do it again. One ball, two strikes. And the 1-2 pitch. That's high. Runner takes off for third. The throw. Got him. And she's nailed at third. And that's how the inning will end. So with the runner being thrown out at third in the middle of the fourth, it's Cabell Midland 1 and Washington nothing. As we take a replay, look at the replay here. There's a runner trying to advance and a beautiful throw and a nice tag. The third baseman right there on it to deliver the tag and end the inning. You're watching live streaming coverage of the 2021 Class AAA Softball Tournament on the NFHS Network and Video Productions.
The earth beneath my feet is turning like a wheel and beating like a drum.
Your first set of wheels didn't come with complications, or strings, or hassles. It can be that way again.
Now that the world keeps turning around.
Tire Pros. Hassle-free, guaranteed.
As we welcome you back to Little Creek Park here at South Charleston, the line score, Cabell Midland, a run, 3 hits. Washington, no runs, 1 hit as we go to the bottom half of the fourth inning. And it'll be Nolan leading things off. And here's a ball hit to left field. going back, and it's going to be over the left fielder's head up against the wall, and that'll be a leadoff double. So the first pitch here in the bottom of the fourth inning goes to the wall, and Nolan's aboard with that leadoff double. As we watch the replay, she jumped on the very first pitch, and the left fielder going back, the ball's over her head, bounced off the wall, and a leadoff double for Nolan starts things off here in the fourth inning for Washington as Crowder comes to the dish.
Hey, that would have been out in a lot. Aren't most high school softball fields 200 feet?
Over here, our fence is taller because there's only 220 down this line.
And the pitch to Crowder swung on, and that's sliced down the right field line right over top of the first base dugout. 0-2. So the 0-2 offering. Crowder swung on and missed strike three, and that's the first out of the fourth inning. So Crowder is a strikeout victim for the second time in the ball game. And that'll bring to the plate Maddie Ruffner. And the pitch is high for ball one.
Now in the box for the Patriots, number 8, Maddie Ruffner.
Here's the 1-0 pitch, swung on and missed. Count evens at 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, and runner on here in the fourth inning. And the 1-1 pitch. Low ball 2, 2-1. Here comes the pitch. Swung on and missed. Count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2-2 to Maddie Ruffner. Washington trying to get the game tied with a runner in scoring position. The 2-2 pitch swung on and missed strike 3. So Ruffner strikes out for the second out of the inning. And with 2 out, it'll be Megan Ruffner will now be the hitter.
Stepping in the box, number 1, Megan Ruffner.
And the pitch swung on and missed strike 1. So Maddie Ruffner just struck out, and now Megan Ruffner is the hitter. And she's in the hole at 0-1. And the 0-1 pitch swung on and missed strike 2. So 0-2 the count to Megan Ruffner. And the 0-2 delivery. Swung on and missed strike 3. We have played 4 innings of softball here in South Charleston of this Class AAA girls game. And Cabell Midland's in front 1-0 as you're watching live streaming of the 2021 Class AAA softball tournament here on the NFHS Network and Video Productions.
After 4 innings. Stores knows West Virginia. But what some may not know is what LG is doing in your communities. And I'm here to tell you how Little General, with the strength of their 100+ stores, is helping to enrich lives and empower families in West Virginia. Like the Norma May Huggins Cancer Research Endowment Fund, which is fighting to cure cancer every day right here in West Virginia. Locally owned and operated, LG has always been there and always will be. Little General stores, committed to West Virginians. Boom!
At Tudor's Biscuit World, we use the freshest ingredients in our made-from-scratch biscuits. The Biscuit and Gravy Platter. Hot and fresh biscuits, made from scratch gravy. Now that's a meal. Served all day long and only available at Tudor's Biscuit World.
Geno's introduces the Big Cheese, our supersized pizza piled high with extra cheese for only $9.99. A blend of 3 different cheeses, mozzarella, parmesan, and provolone. Try Geno's Big Cheese Pizza for only $9.99.
Top of the 5th. We welcome you back here to Little Creek Park here at South Charleston. Going to the top of the 5th inning. The line scored Cabell Midland a run on 3 hits. So Washington no runs on 2 hits. And it'll be the bottom 3 in the Cabell Midland lineup that will come to the dish. So it'll be KK Wallace, Quentin Ballengini, and A.D. Purdue.
Number 20,
So here's the first pitch. Wallace squares the bunt. It's called strike 0-1. Wallace was batting when the when Pelfrey was picked off in the last inning. So Cabell Midland batting here in the 5th inning, leading 1-0. 0-1 is the count, and the 0-1 offering is swung on and fouled back. Counts 0-2. So 0-2 the count. To K.K. Wallace. And the 0-2 offering. Just missed. Ball 1. Be 1-2. So 1-2 the count. And the 1-2 pitch swung on and fouled back. Count will hold at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Lone run of the ball game came back in the 2nd inning. Cabell Midland able to push a run across. And that's where we are right now, 1-0 as Cabell Midland hits in the 5th. And the pitch is a little high, and the count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Which if the fence were just a little bit back over, and I know that's a huge expense.
So 2-2 the count to the leadoff hitter for Cabell Midland here in this 5th inning. And the 2-2 offering swung on and missed strike 3. So Wallace is out for the 2nd time on strikes, and she's the first out of this 5th inning. And Ballingy will now be the hitter. She was a strikeout victim back in the 2nd. So Ballingy hits with 1 out, nobody aboard, and the pitch swung on, and that ball was pulled foul down the left field line and out of play, 0-1. So 0-1 to Ballingy. And the 0-1 pitch. It's a little high. The count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. So 1-1 to count. And the 1-1 offering swung on, and that is fouled out of play. Count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Short on people. One of my guys started fire school today. He's going to be a Charleston fireman, which works out really well for me. A fireman, you know, they
So 1-2 the count.
2 or 3 24-hour days and they're off. So,
And the 1-2 pitch swung on and fouled back again. Count will hold. Purdue waits on deck.
Please return all foul balls to the clean field.
Here's the 1-2 pitch, swung on and missed strike 3. So that's the 2nd out in the inning. And the 2nd out by route of the strikeout.
Please return.
And with 2 out and nobody on, it'll be Addie Purdue will be the hitter for Cabell Midland.
Your batter for the night, number 15, Patty.
The pitch to Purdue, she turns around and bunts it, and in the air right back to the pitcher, and it's a 1-2-3 inning. Middle of the 5th inning, Cabell Midland still in front 1-0 as you are watching live streaming coverage of the 2021 Class AAA Softball Tournament on the NFHS Network and Video Productions.
General Stores knows West Virginia, but what some may not know is what LG is doing in your communities. And I'm here to tell you how Little General, with the strength of their 100+ stores, is helping to enrich lives and empower families in West Virginia. Like the Norma May Huggins Cancer Research Endowment Fund, which is fighting to cure cancer every day right here in West Virginia. Locally owned and operated, LG has always been there and always will be. Little General Stores, committed to West Virginians. Boom!
At Tudor's Biscuit World, we use the freshest ingredients in our made-from-scratch biscuits. The Biscuit and Gravy Platter. Hot and fresh biscuits, made from scratch gravy. Now that's a meal. Served all day long and only available at Tudor's Biscuit World.
Geno's introduces the Big Cheese, our supersized pizza piled high with extra cheese for only $9.99. A blend of 3 different cheeses, mozzarella, parmesan, and provolone. Try Geno's Big Cheese Pizza for only $9.99.
We welcome you back to Little Creek Park here at South Charleston. I'm Maris Lowry going to the bottom of the 5th inning. Cabell Midland a run on 3 hits. Washington no runs on 2 hits. As we go, as I mentioned here, the bottom half of the 5th inning. And it'll be the bottom part of the order. The 7, 8, and 9 hitters will be the ones up here for Washington. And the first pitch is swung on and fouled back to Morgan Cave. Cave at the dish, 0-1 the count. West Virginia teens are changing the game. West Virginia Game Change is an innovative design to educate, support, and empower the youth to make healthy choices as they prepare to be the leaders of tomorrow. Counts 1 ball, 1 strike to Morgan Cave. She was a strikeout victim back in the 2nd inning. The pitch swung on and missed. The count goes to 1-2. So it's 1 ball and 2 strikes to Morgan Cave, and here comes the 1-2 offering, and that's high for ball 2. Count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. 1-0. That 1 run came in the 2nd inning for Cabell Midland. And the 2-2 pitch swung on and missed, strike 3. So for the 2nd time in the ball game, Cave is a strikeout victim. And with 1 out in the bottom of the 5th and nobody on, it'll be Anna Sedlock will be the hitter.
Your next batter for the Patriots, number 6, Anna Sedlock.
Pitch to Sedlock, right down the middle for a called strike, 0-1. The 0-1 offering swung on. This ball is hit over into foul ground, and it won't be caught, giving chase the third baseman down in the left fielder and falling foul in between them there down the left field line. So the count's at 0-2. Sedlock was a strikeout victim back in the 3rd inning. She's in the hole now at 0-2. The winner of this game will get St. Albans, and the loser in an elimination game will get John Marshall. Here's the pitch, called strike 3, and for the 2nd time in the ball game, Sedlock is a strikeout victim. That's the 2nd out. So 2 down, nobody aboard, and Allie Dotson will now be the hitter. Dotson was also a strikeout victim back in the 3rd inning.
Your next batter, number 21, Allie Dotson.
So in the previous 5 at-bats for the bottom third of Cabell Midland, for the bottom third of Washington, they have all are 0 for 5 with 5 strikeouts. As this pitch is low, ball 1. When you look at the middle of the order for Washington, they struck out 5 times as well. So Washington hitters have struck out 11 times in this game. And the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. And the 1-2 offering just missed. The count evens at 2-2. But with all that said, I've already struck out 11 times. They're still in the game, only down 1-0. As this pitch is swung on to miss strike 3, and that's how the inning will end. So in the middle of the 5th inning, it still remains Cabell Midland 1, Washington nothing, as you're watching live streaming coverage of the 2021 Class AAA Softball Tournament on the NFHS Network and Video Productions.
High school sports fans, relive your favorite moments. Just click the shopping cart below the video player and select DVD or digital copy to get yours today.
We're headed to the top of the 6th inning. The line score, Cabell Midland a run on 3 hits, Washington no runs on 2 hits. It'll be the top of the order for Cabell Midland. It'll be Terry, Dorsey, and Lucas to try to get things started. And there's the first pitch, and it's fouled back by Jessie Terry. She's 0 for 2. She's been a strikeout victim in the 1st and in the 3rd inning. Yeah, she bats here in the 6th inning with a 1-0 Cabell Midland lead. And here's the 0-1 offering. Makes a bunt attempt, misses it, 0-2 the count. So here's the 0-2 offering to Terry. Swung on and missed strike 3. And she strikes out for the 3rd time here this afternoon. And with 1 out, that'll bring Jenny Dorsey to the plate. She's 1 for 2, struck out in the 1st and got a hit in the 3rd.
Next batter for the night, number 0, Dorsey.
And the pitch to Dorsey swung on, and this ball was hit into shallow left field. The shortstop going out, the left fielder coming in, and the shortstop goes out to make the play. So 2 up, 2 down. And Riley Lucas will now be the hitter. Lucas 0 for 2, struck out in the 1st and popped out to the first baseman back in the 3rd. So 2 out, nobody aboard. Here's the pitch. Called strike, 0-1. The 0-1 offering, swung on, pulled foul down the right field line. She's way out in front of that one, and she's in the hole at 0-2. So 0-2 the count. Here in the 6th inning, and a 1-run game. Cabell Midland leading 1-0. If Riley Lucas can keep it alive, Haley Rowe would hit next. And the pitch, that bounces up to the plate. That'll be a ball, 1-2 the count. And here's the 1-2 offering. That's high on the count, evens at 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. With 2 out, nobody aboard here in the 6th inning. And the pitch. That'll be inside. Count's gone full at 3-2. And the 3-2 pitch. Swung on, this ball was hit out of play. Count will hold full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. The winner will get St. Albans. The loser will get John Marshall. And the payoff pitch. And that'll be ball 4. So a 2-out walk to Lucas will keep the inning alive for Cabell Midland here in the 6th. And Haley Rowe, who scored the game's only run, will be at the dish. She drew a base on ball and scored in the 2nd inning and popped out in the 4th inning. And the pitch is a called strike at 0-1. And here's the 0-1 delivery. Swung on, and that ball is pulled foul down the 3rd baseline, way out in front. Count will even. Actually, that would be in the hole 0-2. So 0-2 to Rowe. And here comes the 0-2 delivery. And that swung on and fouled back. We'll do it again at 0-2. So 0-2 the count. And here comes the pitch. And that's outside. Runner takes off for second. The throw down, and they got her. That was a nice throw from the catcher, and that's how the Cabell Midland sixth inning will end. Middle of the sixth, your score, Cabell Midland 1, Washington nothing. You're watching live streaming coverage of the 2021 Class AAA Softball Tournament on the NFHS Network and Video Productions.
High school sports fans, relive your favorite moments. Just click the shopping cart below the video player and select DVD or digital copy to get yours today.
Scored the run. And we welcome you back here to South Charleston as we get ready to go to the bottom of the sixth inning. And it's a 1-0 game, and just that maybe all it might take is one inning for one team that could make the difference in this game as Washington comes to bat here, and they'll lead off with the top of the order with Brittany Sennett, and she'll foul it back. She's 0 for 1. She flied out in the first inning, and she drew a walk in the third. So she's in the hole 0-1. Brittany Sennett, followed by Greenfield, then Nolan. The 0-1 pitch is a ball, so it's 1 ball, 1 strike. The lone run came in the second inning for Cabell Midland. As the next pitch is fouled at the plate, count goes to 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Brittany Sennett, followed by Courtney Greenfield and Candrum Nolan. And the 1-2 offering is outside. The count evens at 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes is the count to Sennett. And the 2-2 pitch swung on, come back right to the pitcher, and didn't even come in on a hop, just a soft line drive, and the pitcher able to get it for the first out of the sixth inning. So Sennett is retired, and it'll be Courtney Greenfield will now be the hitter as we watch the replay there. One of the fewer, softer line drives that you get is the pitch to Greenfield is swung on and missed for strike 1. 0-1 the count. The 0-1 offering, and that'll be low. The count will even at 1-1. The 1-1 offering, swung on. This ball is hit to left field, and the left fielder will come in and make the play, a routine play. So 2 up, 2 down. And it'll be Nolan who will be the hitter now for Washington.
Your next hitter for the Washington Patriots, number 5, Camden Nolan.
Cameron Nolan will be the hitter. She got a double her last trip to the dish. She'll take a called strike for 0-1. She was hit by a pitch in the first inning and doubled in the fourth. And this ball is swung and foul. So she's in the hole at 0-2 as we're getting here into the sixth inning, and Washington down to their final 4 outs. The 1-1 pitch will be outside. Count goes to 2-1. Sometimes you don't think a one-run lead would hold up, and it still may not, but it has up to this point. And the next pitch is fouled back. In the earlier game, St. Albans was able to beat John Marshall. They shut them out 3-0. So the winner of this game will get St. Albans. The loser will get John Marshall at approximately 5:30 in elimination game. Here's the pitch, swung on and missed strike 3, and that's how the 6th inning will end for Washington. 6 full innings in the books. Cabell Midland in front, 1-0, as you're watching live streaming coverage of the 2021 Class AAA Softball Tournament on the NFHS Network and Video Productions. We welcome you back to South Charleston. I'm Maris Lowry as we head to the top of the 7th inning. Cabell Midland a run, 3 hits. Washington no run and 2 hits. And for Cabell Midland, it'll be the middle of the order. That will be leading things off. It'll be Rowe, Pelfrey, and Blanks for the Cabell Midland Knights as we start here in the top half of inning number 7. Run on 3 hits.
Number 19, Haley Rose.
So Haley Rose, the hitter, and the first pitch is inside. They'll check down with the first base umpire to see if she went around. She did not, so it'll be ball 1. She checked her swing on that high and inside pitch. So 1 ball, no strike to Rowe, and here comes the 1-0 offering. And that'll be on the inside corner for a called strike. Count will even up at 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, we're in the 7th inning. Cabell Midland looking for a little bit of insurance runs. They lead in the ball game 1-0. That lone run came back in the 2nd inning. And the pitch swung on. This ball is a chopper to the third baseman. Makes the play, the throw, and there's out number 1 in the Cabell Midland 7th inning. So Rose retired. She scored the game's only run as she grounds out to the third baseman as we watch it on the replay. Got that big high hop off of that turf. Nice job by the third baseman to glove it and make the throw to get the out. So it'll be Pelfrey. She's got the lone RBI in the game. And she'll take a called strike. Olivia Pelfrey got an RBI double in the 2nd and got a single back in the 4th. She's 2 for 2. And the pitch swung on. This ball is popped up, and it'll be out of play. In fact, of the 3 hits that Cabell Midland has, Pelfrey here has 2 of them. Like I said, an RBI double in the 2nd and a single back in the 4th. And here's the 0-2 pitch, swung on, a little comebacker to the pitcher. Field it, turn around, throw it to first, and Pelfrey is retired for the 2nd out here in the 7th inning. So 2 out, nobody aboard, and Blanks will be the hitter. She had a successful sacrifice back in the 2nd inning and struck out in the 4th, so she's 0 for 1.
Your next battle for the night, number 32.
So here's the pitch, and it's inside for ball 1. If you're looking ahead to the bottom half of the 7th inning for Washington, they'll have their 4, 5, and 6 hitters up, the meat of their order, and they would need, if they can get an out here, keep cap, they would need a run to tie and 2 to win the game as the pitch is inside. But the one run Cabell Midland got was an RBI double by Olivia Pelfrey back in the second inning, and that's been it. 1-0 Cabell Midland. And this pitch to Blanks is over for a called strike. The count evens at 1 ball, 2 strike. Yeah, 1 ball, 1 strike. Yeah, 1-1 the count. And here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. So we're at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And here comes the 2-2 offering. Swung on and missed, strike 3. We'll go to the bottom of the 7th. Cabell Midland needing 3 outs to advance as they lead 1-0 as you are watching live streaming coverage of the 2021 Class AAA Softball Tournament on the NFHS Network and Video Productions.
High school sports fans, relive your favorite moments. Just click the shopping cart below the video player and select DVD or digital copy to get yours today.
We welcome you back to South Charleston here at Little Creek Park. We're going to the bottom of the 7th. Cabell Midland is 3 outs away from advancing to go to the championship game of the winner's bracket. They have a run on 3 hits. Washington, no runs, 2 hits. But we'll be the middle of the lineup, 4, 5, and 6 hitters. Crowder, Ruffner, and Ruffner for Washington. So here is Crowder, and she leads off the bottom of the 7th with a called strike. So Carly Crowder is 0 for 2 with a strikeout in the 2nd and a strikeout in the 4th. And the pitch. Called strike. She's in the hole with 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes to Crowder. And the pitch swung on right back up the middle, a base hit. So it's a good start to the bottom of the 7th inning for Washington, as Crowder able to deliver a hit right back up the middle. And the leadoff man is aboard here in the bottom of the 7th inning. So it'll be Maddie Ruffner. She's 1 for 2. Got a double and a strikeout. And the first pitch is a strike. The tying run at first, the winning run at the plate. And the pitch is low for ball 1, 1-1. And the 1-1 offering. Swung on, fouled back. The count is 1-2. But like I mentioned, Crowder represents the tying run. And at the dish, Maddie Ruffner would represent the winning run here in the bottom of the 7th inning. And the 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 3. So there's the first out of the 7th inning, as Megan Ruffner will now be the hitter, as she has struck out her 2 previous times, and she is 0 for 2. Pitch swung on and missed, strike 1. Here's a throw back, down to first rather, and Crowder back in. Crowder representing the tying run, and at the dish, Megan Ruffner with 1 out will represent the winning run. And the pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 2. So 0-2 the count to Megan Ruffner with Morgan Cave on deck. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning. Cabell Midland 2 outs away from advancing. This pitch is called strike 3. They throw down to first. The runner's back in. So Washington is down to their final out. And it'll be Morgan Cave, who has struck out her 2 previous times at the dish. Struck out in the 2nd, struck out in the 5th.
Next batter for Washington Patriots, number 15, Morgan.
And the pitch is low ball 1. So Washington down to their final out. The tying run at first, the winning run at the plate. 1-0 the count to Cave. Here's the 1-0 pitch, and that's high for ball 2. So 2-0. And the 2-0 offering. That's over for a called strike. The count is 2-1. Cabell Midland will hang on. If they do, they'll get St. Albans. As this pitch is over for a called strike. So now Washington down to their final strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Cave gets back in. And here comes the 2-2 offering. And I'm going to say no, a little outside. The count's gone full at 3-2. So Cabell Midland just a strike away and an out away of advancing to take on St. Albans. Count is full. Tying run at first, winning run at the plate. And here comes the payoff pitch. And that's called strike 3, and Cabell Midland will win the ball game. Final score, Cabell Midland 1 and Washington 0. So with that victory, Cabell Midland will advance to take on St. Albans, and Washington will play John Marshall in an elimination game. And that elimination game to start at approximately 5:45. So the final line score was Cabell Midland 1 run, 3 hits, and no errors. Washington had no runs, 3 hits, and no errors. We'll take a break, come back, and give you a quick recap as you're watching live streaming coverage of the 2021 Class AAA Softball Tournament on the NFHS Network and Video Productions.
Stores knows West Virginia. But what some may not know is what LG is doing in your communities. And I'm here to tell you how Little General, with the strength of their 100+ stores, is helping to enrich lives and empower families in West Virginia. Like the Norma May Huggins Cancer Research Endowment Fund, which is fighting to cure cancer every day right here in West Virginia. Locally owned and operated, LG has always been there and always will be. Little General stores, committed to West Virginians. Boom!
At Tudor's Biscuit World, we use the freshest ingredients in our made-from-scratch biscuits. The Biscuit and Gravy Platter. Hot and fresh biscuits, made from scratch gravy. Now that's a meal. Served all day long and only available at Tudor's Biscuit World.
Geno's introduces the Big Cheese, our supersized pizza piled high with extra cheese for only $9.99. A blend of 3 different cheeses, mozzarella, parmesan, and provolone. Try Geno's Big Cheese Pizza for only $9.99.
Oh, welcome back. I'm Maris Lowry here at South Charleston as Cabell Midland has defeated Washington by the score of 1-0. There you can see on the screen the final line score. Cabell Midland a run on 3 hits, Washington no run on 3 hits. So now that sets up for the evening session at 5:45. It'll be an elimination game between Washington and John Marshall. John Marshall lost earlier to St. Albans 3-0. That game, as I mentioned, will take place at 5:45, and then 30 minutes following the conclusion of that game for the championship game of the winners bracket. Cabell Midland, who just defeated Washington, will take on St. Albans, who I'd mentioned, who had beaten John Marshall earlier today by the score of 3-0. So we'll talk back at you at 5:45. So once again, the final score is Cabell Midland beating Washington 1-0. I'm Maris Lowry, and thank you for watching live streaming coverage of the 2021 Class AAA Softball Tournament on the NFHS Network and Video Productions.